Like if you found the video valuable. George Whitaker had been a mailman in Wellingham for 42 years. Rain or shine, he walked his route like clockwork. Even in retirement, he took pride in the order and certainty his old job had brought him. So when a letter arrived in his mailbox one morning, stamped, sealed, and addressed to 13 Parcel Street, he frowned. Parcel Street had been cleared after a fire 10 years ago. Lot 13 had been an empty field ever since. George knew this because he used to deliver there, back when the houses still stood and the McAllisters lived at number 13. He turned the envelope over. There was no return address, only the recipient's name, E. McAllister. George rubbed the paper between his fingers. The ink was fresh, and the stamp had yesterday's date. Curious and uneasy, he tucked the letter into his coat pocket and walked to Parcel Street. Where he expected a flat, vacant lot, George found something else entirely. Number 13 was standing, completely intact. Red bricks, white shutters, a black iron fence, just as it had looked all those years ago. The hedges were trimmed, the porch light was on, and wind chimes tinkled in the breeze. He blinked, stepped closer. His heart thudded. He walked up the path and knocked. The door creaked open by itself. "Hello?" George called out. "Mail delivery for E. McAllister?" Silence. Then footsteps upstairs. "Is anyone there?" The air grew colder. George stepped inside. Dustless floors, clean rugs. The ticking of a grandfather clock echoed from the hallway. On a small side table lay a photo frame. A family picture of the McAllisters, Eleanor, her husband, and their daughter, taken right on that porch. George remembered the little girl's name, Emily. She'd disappeared shortly after the fire. The entire family had been presumed dead. A voice floated from upstairs. A woman's voice. "Is it time?" George turned toward the stairs. The hallway lights flickered. "Eleanor?" he asked softly. The house groaned in response. The envelope in his hand grew warm. "Come upstairs, George," the voice called. He didn't remember mentioning his name. Compelled more than willing, he moved up the creaking staircase. The hallway was lined with family photos that hadn't aged a day. At the end of the hall, a single door stood open, glowing with warm lamplight. George entered. The room was empty, save for a rocking chair facing the window. Then, slowly, the chair turned. A pale woman sat there, eyes hollow, skin gray and transparent. "Eleanor McAllister, you took too long," she whispered. He needed to know. George held out the letter with shaking hands. She took it without touching it. "I never got to say goodbye," she said. "Now you will know what happened." As she opened the letter, her form flickered, like a signal cutting in and out. When she finished reading, she smiled. And vanished. The house began to tremble. George bolted down the stairs and out the front door, just in time to look back and see the house crumble into ash and wind. Lot 13 was once again a vacant field. The letter was gone. Only the faint scent of lavender and smoke lingered. Later, George checked town records. The McAllisters had indeed lived there. And Eleanor's body had never been found. He never told anyone what happened that day, but every year on the same date, a letter with no return address arrives at his home. Each one reads only, "Thank you for delivering the truth."